Hey, just got through doing the paint and pass thing a few minutes ago, and you guys got a peek at a painting that I'm working on. And I just came back from Wyoming. My parents live in Wyoming. I was born and raised there, and there's a big deal in Wyoming about being a Wyoming native. So yes, I'm a Wyoming native. I've lived here about 10 years in Oklahoma City, but I was well received. It was great. I mean, it was really great. I love Casper. It's just my home. But anyways, I was working on the number series, and I got to number 13, and I knew it was coming up, and I was thinking, what am I going to do for 13? My gosh, nobody wants 13. You know, everybody thinks 13 is a bad luck number, even though that's just a myth. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that that's a bad luck number. In fact, I think 13 is a good number. But I didn't want to do anything cliche. I was like, forget the luck thing. I want to completely forget about the luck thing. So I started thinking. I was like, 13. What is 13? 13. Oh God, 13. Baker's dozen. No. 13. There's 13 states in the United States. The colony, or 13 colonies in the. No, like 13, and then it dawned on me, the number 13. Why 13 was always considered not a bad luck in our family? My dad was the 13th child, and coincidentally enough, he was born on Good Friday, which is also considered a very mysterious day, because that was, in Christianity, because that was supposed to be the day that, Jesus was crucified. But anyways, so I thought, okay, I'm going to base this on my dad. I'm going to make this painting really personal. I mean, I'm not going to give it to him, or at least I haven't decided whether I'm going to give it to him or not. But my dad is also a Wyoming native, and he still lives there. He still lives in Casper. He was born and raised in Casper and still lives there. And I made this painting about him. I'll explain it as we go through. Okay, first of all, wait, let's get a wide look at it so you guys can see what. I'm just about done with it. Right down there, in that square right there, that's where my signature block's going to go. That's about all I have left, and maybe a couple touch-ups on a couple of these. But I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up, because I'm dyslexic, and I do things different. That's what makes me an artist. This block here. This word in Chinese means dad. This one here. It's a horseshoe. It's a red horseshoe. It's not a regular horseshoe that goes on a horse. This is a horseshoe for throwing and playing the game horseshoes. My dad has a horseshoe pit in his yard. His yard. He has a 4-acre field, but he has a horseshoe pit that he built himself, and it's been there since I remember. And my dad taught me how to play horseshoes. And I know most of you are thinking, horseshoes? You just toss the thing and try to make it on there. It's like playing ring toss. No, there's a technique to playing horseshoes. You don't just toss it. You hold it a particular way, and it's like golf to horseshoe people, to people that play horseshoes. You get a perfect throw. It is like a perfect toss. It's like bowling or golf. It's very difficult to get that perfect toss every time. But he's pretty good, and he always took me out and showed me how to play horseshoes. This one, well, that's kind of obvious. My name's Kelly, and my dad's the part of the family that brought in the Irish heritage. There is Irish heritage on the other side of my family, the Doyle side, but my dad's proud of being from Irish stock. My great-grandfather came over from Ireland, so it's only a couple generations back. So, in fact, my dad talks about his father and his grandfather standing around. He remembers them talking in Gaelic, so they still spoke the Irish tongue. Anybody who knows my dad knows what this block. Oh, next one. This is just a abstract block. I put a few abstract and here to break them up so that it's not every block is a picture. So this is just an abstract thing that came from my mind, and it's just colors that were used in the painting that I make this pattern with. Anybody who knows my dad knows what this block's about. My dad collects cowboy boots, and I don't mean just 1 or 2 pairs. He has dozens and dozens of pairs of cowboy boots. I think the last time we counted the boots, and this might be hiking boots and cowboy boots combined, but he had something like 30 to 50 pairs of cowboy boots and hiking boots in his closet. This block here, if you know my dad, you know what this block's about too. My dad's miracle cure for everything. If you have a cold, take a vitamin C. If you have the flu, take a vitamin C. Everything comes down to vitamin C. So therefore, the orange. This block here. Some of my best memories as a preteen and was going out fishing on the weekends with my dad. We went 4 years and didn't catch one fish, but we went fishing every weekend, nevertheless. It was more of a time for us to kind of hang out together, and I hate to use the word bonding, but we're kind of male bonding, you know, dads, sons, and there's a chance for my dad to be a kid again. This one here's a sagebrush. Anybody who knows Wyoming knows why I have a sagebrush. There's sagebrush all over Wyoming. The middle one is a Indian paintbrush. Indian paintbrush is the Wyoming state flower. If you're from Wyoming, you know that. Believe me, you know that. They're everywhere. I mean, the symbol is everywhere. Wyoming's very proud of their heritage, and people from Wyoming are very proud of it, even though they are very down to earth and know that Wyoming is not the center of the universe, unlike Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, they think that they're this, you know, everything comes back to Oklahoma somehow. But in Wyoming, they even make little comments and jokes about, well, it's a pretty good sushi restaurant for Wyoming, you know, or yeah, this is a pretty, you know, pretty decent orchestra for Wyoming, you know, which means basically they know that they're not the center of the universe, and they know that this, you know, the Wyoming isn't everything, but they're proud of what they've got. What's this? This is a jeweler's loop. My dad once got kicked out of a jewelry store because he liked diamonds so much that he was checking out every diamond in the store. The shop owner or the jeweler thought my dad was casing his jewelry shop and thought my dad was going to come back and rob him, even though he knew my dad. So, my dad really likes to look at diamonds, and he's almost as much as he likes to buy boots, but he really likes to look at diamonds. Next one. The second half of my dad's life, or no, he's still alive, but I mean the second half of his career, or most of his career in fact, was in the oil business. He was a mud engineer for years, traveled. He also was a tool pusher, I don't know all the names of all the stuff, but he was also a foreman in the field, and he spent a lot of time in the oil field. He knew his oil field. In fact, when they were developing the fire flood, if you're in the oil business, you know what that is. They somehow shoot fire dye. I don't know what it is, but it's called the fire flood. My dad was in the beginnings of developing that technique of drilling for oil, and most of his oil career was based on the Rocky Mountains. There's another abstract. Here's another abstract. This one's because my dad was really an outdoorsman. He loved to go outdoors, spend time outdoors, so I made a block with leaves. 13, he is the 13th child. He was number 13 child, the last man, the baby of the family. So, this one, the beginning of my dad's career, he was a bartender. This is how he got into the oil business. He bartended at the petroleum club, met oil people, went into the oil business. So my dad bartended for several years at several different clubs. His brothers owned a couple of clubs. Some of his Irish brothers, go figure. And that's why I have that block. So that's the painting, and I'll have to talk to you next time because I'm out of time. So keep painting, paint like a madman, and I'll see you next time. Bye.